I'm here with Andrew Phillips at his business, the RV Repair Centre in Bayswater North, because Andrew has been at it again. He is in the middle of restoring this 26-foot, 6-inch Franklin Princeton Caravan. It's from 1975 and it is looking amazing. So we're going to step inside and Andrew's going to give us the grand tour. Can we go inside?
Let's go.
I'll hold that back for you.
Well, thank you, Max. Come in, Max.
Thank you. So what's going on up here, Andrew? What have you done?
So what we've done, we had a little bit of a problem with the front wall. So the front wall was rotted. All the 2x2 around here was all rotted.
Okay.
So I had to pop out that front wall, which included popping out of course, the upholstery, and then the lower wall section, rebuilt that as per Franklin did in the day, and put it back in. The only hiccup I had, I couldn't get the original colour ply because Franklin had their own ply. So if you look carefully, our ply is a little bit darker.
So what about up here? So this right here is original?
That's the original.
And then
from that point on down to our archway has been replaced because we had a bit of a problem with a little furry creature called a mouse.
Okay, so tell us about that.
So he got in at the back wall.
Right.
Because the back wall was hit, as you might recall, it was all pulled open.
Yeah, it had hit a tree or something.
Hit a tree or something, yeah. He came in and ate his way through the polystyrene and popped out in the cupboard below the hot water service.
Yeah.
Ate through the ply and the kitchen cabinet, then hopped back into the stove and decided to nest in the stove in the insulation. Hopped out of the stove, then chewed his way through the wall, back behind the fridge.
Right.
Nested in the on top of the fridge and beside the fridge. All the polystyrene he ate floated to where the fridge sat and built up. And then he continued his little way into the front bed.
I don't know how much nutritional value polystyrene insulation would have, but I guess...
Spat it out because it was all sitting here in the fridge.
And what about the stove? So you were saying earlier that you basically had to rebuild it.
We pulled the stove apart, yeah. I had to take the whole stove out and just disassembled every part of the stove to get all the mouse droppings and the wee and actually even rubbish.
It looks
that was in the stove.
Pretty good. Like, have you had to source any extra parts or anything?
We did. We got new burners. So I bought new old stock burners for the back and new old stock tops for the burners at the front there. Re-chromed all the shelves. So all the shelves have been re-chromed.
Yep.
And then had it all once it was all reassembled and everything tidy, polished all the enamel, had a plumber come in and pressure test it to make sure it was all up to speed. Even duplicated the old LPG sticker for the front.
Now this fridge, a modern Dometic, what's happening there? Because I know that you always like to keep things as original as possible, so was that a bit painful?
It was very painful. I hunted high and low to get the original fridge, could not find the original fridge anywhere. So that was the smallest Dometic fridge that we could put in there.
Have you done anything with the bench tops?
Bench tops, being they were chipboard and the little mouse decided to wreck that one. We heated the laminate tops up, peeled the laminate off, cleaned the laminate, then made new bench tops and then re-glued the old laminate to the bench top.
So instead of chipboard, did you just use ply?
12mm board,
Yeah, okay, but at least it's the old...
it's the old
still the laminate, isn't it?
It's still laminate, yes. And also the knock-in edge.
So you were saying though that you reckon that the reason the chipboard here swelled up was because it's so close to the door.
Correct.
And weather was getting in. And
the same as the little bar there.
Talk to me about the dinette. What's happening?
So the dinette is perfect. So all new upholstery, all new sponge. Clean the back up, the foam up, because I wanted to keep all the little buttons, but reupholstered it all.
So was the foam still in pretty good condition?
So for the back in the foam was mint. Yeah, nothing wrong with the foam at all on the back.
Yeah.
But the cushion bases, that foam had gone.
Well, mouldy and...
Yeah, just soft, just torn and...
And these hatches, they don't look like modern Four Seasons hatches to me.
No, they're old stock hatches that I purchased probably 15 years ago.
And you just
tucked them away. And,
you had them lying around.
Had them lying around, yeah.
But they were still the kind that were...
They were in the day, in 75.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
The only difference is they're black screens, not grey.
Yeah.
And a white frame, not a silver. It's got our carpet.
And the lino.
Lino, new lino.
Yep.
Lino, it's 90s lino. I couldn't go back as far as 70s.
You've got a couple of bunks there, don't you? So you were saying that used to be a cot, or the previous owner.
The previous owner pulled the top bunk out and put a cot in there. So it was missing its cushions. There was no cushions. It was missing the top bunk.
So you had to rebuild that entire bunk setup, basically.
We did, yes, yeah. And just memory from when I was a kid, what the Franklin bunks looked like.
That was just you relying on your memory from the 1970s.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. When I was a kid, I used to ride my bike from Mitcham to Croydon, and I would close the Franklin Caravan doors for 50 cents.
Oh, wow.
Close each door, and it would actually close the back door of this model like this,
Oh, yeah.
come in, look at the Caravan, then go out the front door, close the front door.
So this must bring back a lot of those childhood memories.
Oh, it does, yeah.
Yeah.
If you look at the thickness of the cupboards, see it's narrower, see the framing?
Oh, yeah.
See, it's a lot narrower than what was used in the,
Yep.
currently.
Original mirror?
Mirror, yep.
Yeah. I'm tipping that clock is original.
That's
too.
the original clock, yes.
All right, so there is something going on in the back here. What is with that bed base?
I got that bed base from a guy who bought a Franklin, and he wanted to take the bed base out of his Franklin and build a boxed-in bed, so I bought it off him.
So that old style bed base is pretty much what would have been in the
That
van.
was in that. That's out of a Franklin. Yep, same era. I hunted high and low for a Franklin bed base, and finally found one, and he was good enough to sell it. New dressing table, then new vanity area.
So this was all built by you.
Yes.
What, and this here?
This was all here.
Oh, well, you can see that
It's got the lines.
these are the original doors, aren't they?
Yeah, for the Princeton.
Oh, that shower base is looking a little worse for wear, Andrew.
The shower base is still yet to be done. So new lino, new little wash basin, which is what Franklin used in the day. The original Franklin light.
Okay.
It's in undercoat at the moment, so we've made all the repairs. It had an aluminium annex on the side, so we've filled the holes. Filled all the other little holes that have been put into it over the years, and now it's in undercoat, ready for a rub back for its final coat.
This, we can't really see it
It's
here, but that's all new.
That's all new.
Okay.
That's all been replaced.
So really, it's just the sides
Just
that
the
need to be
side.
resprayed.
Correct.
Now, in its day, this Caravan would have been, a luxury, caravan for the whole family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At Princeton. So Princeton was sort of a little bit upmarket.
Franklin Princeton.
Yes.
I mean, look at the length of it. I mean, in this day and age, you don't tend to see caravans quite that long on the road.
No, I think probably because of the weights.
If this was made today, it would weigh over 3 tonnes.
Easily over 3 tonne, yeah, with everything that goes into them now. Whereas I'm still keeping it simple. We'll take a little TV away with us. It did have a battery in there from new to work the 12-volt pump, because it had a water pump for the shower, which we'll put a battery back in it. But we're going to keep it plain and simple. We don't need heaps in there. We'll go away, have fun, and then come back home again. Bring a board game, Monopoly. I have got a Monopoly set from the 70s, which I'll take.
That doesn't surprise me. Is it all refurbished?
No, it's all original. So at the moment, we've done nothing to the A-frame at all. So fixed coupling, it had electric brakes as an option.
Okay.
Once we're finished in this factory, we'll take it over to the other factory, put on the hoist, and then we'll go underneath, get all the brakes, the bearings done. I found some old HT rims, good rims, not rusted, which I've had sandblasted. So we're putting the original steel rims back on it. Duplicated the decals, but you can't see them with all our plastic sheeting over it.
Is there anything down on this side?
There's probably not. No, it did have a big cut in the side of it, but that's repaired. Somebody hit a post and tore it open.
Wow, you can't even tell.
The back, of course, is back together.
So there are water tanks underneath?
2 water tanks.
Yep, do you know how big they are?
They're torpedo tanks, so I'm guessing probably 13 gallons. So all new back. When we purchased it, all this was pushed in, as you recall,
Yep.
and the back was all torn off it. I managed to find new old stock lights to go on there. I got there, a Facebook Marketplace. And the only thing wrong with them was they had a bit of black overspray. They come off a ute, and he painted the tow bar and put black overspray on. So polished them up, put them on, and she come up a treat.
This is looking fantastic. You must be happy.
I'm happy with it, yeah, I'm pretty happy.
Is this one of your more favourite restorations?
It probably is, yeah.
Is that because it sort of takes you back to when you were a kid and closing the doors?
Closing doors and washing the side of them, painting A-frames with a brush.
Thank you, Andrew. I think this is absolutely fantastic. Can't wait to see the finished product, which will be just a few weeks away.
A few weeks away, yeah. Everything should be all wrapped up then. And you'll love what I'm going to tow it with.
What's that?
A 1977 Silver Monarch LTD.
Wow, that's going to look amazing.
And it has electric brakes in it too.
It's got